the afternoon edition of the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Friday, August 7th. I'm James Spann. Hot weather headlines, our weekend forecast. Let's get in there and take a look at things. There's a water vapor satellite view this afternoon. Upper support beginning to move south away from us. Had an MCV, a mesoscale convective vortex, passing through West Alabama this morning. You see a cluster of strong storms there over southwest Alabama that came down through Sumter and Marengo counties. But all of the action for the rest of today will be across the southern half of the state. That was the radar captured at 2:12, and you can see the really big storms along and south of U.S. Highway 80. At that point, heavier storms from Thomasville back over to Camden. And the northern half of the state will be drier over the weekend. Not totally rain-free, but mostly dry. Hey, second day in a row. Looks like we'll see highs in the 80s. Birmingham at 85 at mid-afternoon, but don't worry, the 90s are indeed coming back this weekend. In fact, west of the state, we have excessive heat warnings in effect for places like Little Rock and Tulsa, and we'll see those heat advisories for much of Alabama over the weekend as the humidity and heat combine. Convective outlook, risk of severe weather mainly over South Alabama for the rest of today and tonight. The main risk from strong straight-line winds. Tomorrow, a marginal severe weather threat for far south Alabama. The standard slight risk for parts of the Corn Belt. And on day 3, which is Sunday, a marginal risk up north for cities like Chicago and Indianapolis. Rain for the next 5 days. It's valid through Wednesday morning of next week. Heavier totals to the south. And again, if you've got a beach trip coming up, that doesn't mean a rainy pattern. Just they'll see storms from time to time. You'll see about 6 to 8 hours of sunshine each day. The amount's lighter up this way. The Atlantic Basin, same story, very quiet. But boy, our typhoon over in the Western Pacific is basically making landfall on the island of Taiwan as we do this update. It's the equivalent of a Category 3 hurricane. Top winds about 115 miles per hour, sustained winds. The eye coming into the northern part of the island. Here's a look at some really cool shots from the International Space Station captured today. And there won't be a whole lot of weakening there. And then it comes into mainland China in about 12 to 24 hours from now, and then begins to dissipate. All right, model fans, the GFS, this is the Global Forecast System, the 12Z run, valid tomorrow at 1 o'clock local time, 1 p.m. You can see the upper high over Texas beginning to expand in here, and so tomorrow's going to be hotter. We'll expect mid-90s. A storm possible, but not likely. Here's the high-res NAM, valid at 2 o'clock tomorrow, showing the bulk of the showers and storms along and south of Interstate 20, and even there, they're pretty isolated. Sunday, pretty much the same thing. We'll expect upper 90s. In fact, the GFS is printing 99. The NAM is printing 97, with dew points 65 to 70. It'll be a hot, muggy day. A storm not out of the question, but not especially likely. Now, Monday of next week, a surface boundary will be approaching from the north. That might kick off a few afternoon storms. The high will be in the middle 90s. And Tuesday, that ill-defined boundary keeps on dropping south. This doesn't show a lot here, but I would not be surprised if that might be the day with the better coverage of scattered showers and storms. On Tuesday, with highs dropping back toward the low 90s, and then Wednesday, that's a pretty dry continental air mass pushing in here from the north. And if this is right, Wednesday should be mostly dry, lower humidity. Here's Thursday. We'll probably drop in the 60s Thursday morning, and this is a week from today, Friday, August 14th. Broad troughing in the east, the 597 heat circle, a sizzler well to the west, and if that's right, the day would be mostly dry, although there's evidence we might see some type of convection coming in from the north maybe late in the day. But a chance we go down toward the low and mid-60s early Friday morning. That'll feel good. Here's the end of the forecast, Monday, August 17th. Core of the heat is still well to the west. We have a general weakness here, and that would suggest a chance of scattered showers and storms with highs perhaps around 90, maybe even upper 80s at that point. And again, these top numbers don't jive up with us. These are the numbers coming off the GEFS ensemble. And it's got us up at 102 and 103 Sunday and Monday. We'll expect upper 90s on those days. And again, we note those low 60s possibly by Thursday and maybe Friday morning of next week. These are the anomalies, temperature anomalies, August 15th through August 21st, suggesting near average values for the great state of Alabama. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes in the blog. My next video will be posted Monday morning at 7. Over the weekend, Brian Peters, the man that looks like Colonel Sanders, will have the updates here tomorrow and Sunday. Thanks for watching. Catch us on television this evening if you can, the live stream or the TV side at 4, 5, 6, and 10 on ABC 3340. Have a great weekend and God bless.